That's right, guys. Going 16-1. We have the undefeated Zoodiac player. Just kidding. 16-1 is not undefeated. Blah 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 blah. That's right, guys. Zoo did in fact win the North American WCQ 2017, and boy oh boy was it such a zoo-packed event that it was really ridiculous. It was a pleasure to see everyone at the event, and I can't believe Zoo was just so dominant. It's like Norden getting banned really made the format a little bit more tolerable, but it was still Zoo. Amazing. What you guys just saw at the beginning of this video is the exact same thing I'm going to be posting next Monday, more than likely, after the North American WCQ rolls around and Zoo wins the event. Now, before you're asking, yes, I am in fact a wizard. I went to Hogwarts. I believe that my skills are on par with some of the greatest magicians of all time. You know, Michael Jackson, he's been faking his death for many years, and that's the only magician I can remember at this point in time. So if you guys would like to take notes from my mentor, MJ, disappearing and doing what I do, you know, it's definitely what we know. But in the future, Zoo won one of the events that we thought was going to win. Now, there are a lot of naysayers out there, and I will praise all of you. Those of you that hope that magicians will do something. Granted, Euros was a few weeks ago, and they tried, but they weren't quite as successful as they needed to be, and it's really shameful because if they would have had the ability to time travel, much like I do, they might have actually, you know, stood a chance in the ever-changing format. It's very shameful that, you know, once you can see it, you can come back into the past. And Mr. Blah 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 ended up doing so well at the event. You know, I can't believe it. You know, going 16-1, his only loss was the last round of Swiss. You know, he didn't want to go in undefeated. You know, I respect that. You know, you don't want to go in to the Swiss rounds, you know, Top Cut being the X1, because you know you're just going to get puckered up by the guy that is, you know, in 64th place. You guys will never truly understand the curse of going in undefeated, because you know that X2 guy or X3, however top 64 cut works. I wasn't quite sure in the statistical breakdown of that event. I really wasn't concerned about that aspect, but you know, that last place guy, he's really gonna ream that asshole. And you know, whether or not he's playing Chainburn or if he's playing some other rogue deck, Mr. Blah 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 Blah, you know, really couldn't handle that situation. So I respect the choices that were made at that event, and so forth. But to those of you that were preparing for the event, thinking that, you know, sure, Battle of Light's Destruction, you know, a very powerful set. Had Fright for a Patchwork been in the set, there might have actually been a chance for Fluffles to, you know, do good at the event. You know, we were making jokes a few videos back, actually, you know, before Nationals even took place. You know, we're like, if Frightfurs, Fluffles, have this ability, you know, there's going to be a few people going into this event, and the awesome force that the Fluffle OTKs and the consistency that those decks had would have been present at the event. There might have been a really powerful aspect of the metagame that could have been explored, but because Konami was saving the card for some unknown reason, even to me as a time traveler that has seen the very distant future, you know, Fright for a Patchwork still hasn't been released, and we don't know why. So maybe if they would have kept us up to date with things, it would have been, you know, had they implemented Link format. You know, they release a set like Battle of Light's Revenge, but if they had released Link format, things might have been a little bit more interesting. You know, Mr. Blah 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 might not have went 16-1 with Zoo. We might have seen a more diverse top cut with True Draco being present. You know, this is another thing that, you know, the time travelers in the future that could have changed the outcome of Zoo being a very dominant deck. You know, had True Dracos gotten to be represented, oh, let me tell you about True Dracos. So if Link format had been implemented for this tournament, the only real thing that would have stopped True Dracos from being a deck, besides the awesome power of Godzilla and company, even in don't worry, guys, in the near future, the kaijus are still a problem. Very good idea for TCG to fix their shit with kaijus. You thought you have a boss monster, now you have T-Rex looking dude. Very, very, very predominant force. Like I said, even in the future, they're still big, big pains in the asses. So remember, guys, Zephylion. I think it's important that if you understood that True Dracos were a thing, every Zoo player would have been side decking Zephylion. And Zephion's the Water Time Lord. Very, very good card. Another aspect that would have probably, yes, sure, it might not have been a massive blowout, there might not have been an entire top 8 Zoo again. You might have had more True Dracos had Zephylion affected True Dracos in Blink format, but because they wanted the structure deck to come out a few weeks later, Zoo ended up winning the event. I don't know what really shocked people. Even in the future, people still think there's always that one guy that I'll sit to when I'm just Facebooking people, and they'll make a status. They're like, "Man, I can't believe this is bullshit." They took away my Norden so that Zoo could just go 17-0 at Euros, or 16-1 at the North American WCQ. Fucking bullshit. I can't fucking believe this shit. It's like, fuck you, Konami. How dare you take away my Norden? And I sit here in my office at work. Believe it or not, time travelers, we tend to, we still like to have a place we can call home. Even though we can just go anywhere we want. But many of you might not realize this, but had we had Norden in the start of our Link format, and at the North American WCQ, shit would have been so fucked. I can't stress it enough. People sit here and they're like, "Oh, Norden." There's a difference between what Mr. Blah 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 did to get to his top, the event, and what Norden would have made. If you guys did not see YCS Pittsburgh, you didn't live the Norden format, and I still can't believe even somewhere far distant of here, there are people that still think that this son of a bitch should have been allowed for the North American WCQ. The event was already a shit show. There were bloody pendulum players all over the place. I met some dude in the bathroom crying at this event because he was crying because he spent this $60 on this pendulum deck, and for some reason he thought he was going to do well. He was like, "Oh man, I've scrambled up whatever I could scramble up." I believe his name was Nanana. Get it? His name was Nanana, not gonna top. So I've never seen such a more flustered look on a duelist's face than just those sad, sad tears of him looking in the mirror. I don't even know what he was doing. Mr. Nanana, if you're still out there, sir, I wish you the best. Wish you would have got the chance to top. He said he was friends with Mr. Blah Blah Blah. Mr. Blah Blah Blah, he really knew what was going on. Shuffle Reborn was really spot on. And, the Europeans really knew what they were doing at their event. There were a few choices that Mr. Blah 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 was iffy on. The effectiveness of Twin Twister versus Cosmic Cyclone. Debating on if he wanted to consider playing the Book of Moon or not. No. It was really a spectacular event on the based card choices that were made. I also heard talk that Econ was something else that may or may not have been a driving force in his deck. Even in my time, the deck list, very secretive. The only thing we know was Mr. Blah 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 went X1 to achieve a massive record because he didn't want to fuck shit up. So, but guys, as comes all things here, I just wanted to come back to your past, my past, your present. I just wanted to let you guys know that you should just save your time not going to the North American WC. Sure, you can see me in a week and, you know, come up, say hi. But Zoo's going to win. I don't know why you want to waste your time. You know, you may as well go and play gadgets like I should have, and see how many people's days we can ruin, or if we just walk out 0-2 and call it a day and get some lunch. That future was very undecided for me. I decided to play Zoo, and I regretted it. I went 1-3 and called it a day. And the only guy I beat was playing Magicians. Poor guy. Poor guy. So, I hope this video finds you well. Past. I'm going to go sign off now. Please do your best, even though Zoo's going to win. Who knew? The ride never ends, guys. Make sure you enable those notifications to get the latest videos that are being posted on this channel. Make sure you guys check out VanCole40 for my Cardfight Vanguard channel. And join me and House of Champions on the Zoodiac Duelist TV Twitch stream. We'll be interacting with our audiences. And please check out No Limit Gaming and LGTCG.com for the cheapest trading cards on the market. Thanks for watching, guys, and please have a good day.